even though she was my friend, and even though I spent time with her and I knew her and you know, just was around her, it's so weird because, I mean, she's iconic. She's an icon. And, you know, the Selena I knew, at the time, she wasn't. She was just Selena, you know, and she was goofy and funny and always laughing, always joking, always pranking, just funny, you know, and very thoughtful. She was very, very thoughtful. I'm originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. And so we met early on in my career, even before I had moved to San Antonio. We were signed with the same label, which was Capitol EMI. And so when I was first signed, I believe it was during Fanfare Weekend, and they would have kind of like showcases for their artists. So they would showcase their top artists, and they would invite all the media out, and people would come out and, you know, check these artists out at the you know, party that Capitol EMI was throwing, or whatever label it was at the time. But Capitol had a party, and it was my first time, you know, being able to be invited to one of these parties and kind of rub elbows with all of the artists. And I just remember seeing Selena performing, and I was just like so taken back because I had seen her at the awards, and but I had never really been around her or in her presence. And she was just so, I don't know, just different. She just carried herself different. She was very approachable, but still very, I don't know how to describe it, just very sure of herself, very confident, but approachable. And so that was really the first time I had met her. And, you know, of course, when she's on stage, you see like the Selena that like has her like very commanding, you know, performance and very serious at times. So that was what I thought I was gonna get when I met her. And when I met her that day, no, it was just kind of like, wow, like, you know, her big laugh and all her gummy smile and her teeth, her beautiful teeth. And it was just super cool. And I have pictures of that day, and it was just such a beautiful memory that I'll continue to hold, you know, within my heart for many years to come. And from there, you know, our friendship grew. And when she would go to New Mexico, she would call me and she'd be like, I'm coming to New Mexico, and, you know, come to the show. And so I got to hang out with her, you know, right after her and Chris had eloped, and she calls and she's like, I'm coming to New Mexico and you're never gonna guess what happened. And I'm like, what? And she's like, Chris and I eloped. And it was just like, okay. And so it was really cool because we went to the show, and afterwards we went and hung out. I drove them to the top of the Sandia Peak, and her and Chris were with me, and then her road crew followed, and we all drove up the back of the mountain, and they played in the snow, and they didn't believe me that there was snow at the top of the mountain. It was like in, you know, I don't remember, it was warm down in the city, but sometimes there's still snow up in the mountains. And we had a blast. I mean, those are just memories that I will keep forever. Also, we would stay at the same hotel when I came into town. We would stay at the Roadway Inn. I think all the bands used to stay there back in the day. And she would ask the housekeepers or the people at the front to put me in the same room that they were in, like if she was leaving. So she would leave little gifts for me. And she would tell me, I'm gonna leave something for you, make sure you look under the mattress. And so she left some earrings that she had made for me, and she put them in the bed, you know, because she's like, they're gonna change the sheets, but I'm gonna leave them inside the mattress for you. And I have those earrings. I have not been able to find them, but I have them somewhere. My mom saved everything, so I know that they're somewhere within what my mom had. But it was just so cool, you know, that someone of her, I mean, just who she was, and she was still so down to earth and so thoughtful of others. And she was always doing that. She was always giving gifts. And one of the times she was in New Mexico, she had gone to do an autograph session at some supermarket. And we were talking about the Tejano Music Awards. And we were, you know, laughing and talking about, well, what are you gonna wear? What are you gonna wear? And she was like, I don't even know. Like, I haven't even started, you know, planning my outfit yet. And she's like, but I can help you. She's like, I have my design studio, and if you want me to make you an outfit, I can make you an outfit. And I'm like, no, you don't even have anything for yourself. But it was so cool. And so when we came to the awards, it was the year that she wore the red and white rhinestone. It was like the bra with the like kind of crisscross. Oh, yeah. And her hair, it was so cool. Yes, and I was just like, oh, so freaking iconic. Like, golly, like, you know, it was just her, and her, she was so, just, you know, like, what do you, like, how do you say it? Like, before her time. Like, she was just, she had just such a cool style and just vision of, you know, things that no one was doing at the time. And, you know, things that are still being kind of reproduced and done today. So, yeah, she's timeless.
About that with the timeless part, this her impact, especially kind of being in the industry too. What do you think she's done for it?
Oh my gosh. I mean, you can't go anywhere and say her name and people not know what Tejano music is, and that's because of her. You know, no one has done that, and I don't know if anyone will. I mean, she was just a trailblazer, unlike any other, and you know, I think that us as an industry and as a people, you know, we should be so proud of the barriers that she's broken down and been able to reach people of every ethnicity, race, color, all across the world. And that's just, you know, a feat in itself for anyone. But a little girl from Texas did that, and it's just awesome.
30 years, which is kind of crazy too to think about. What's kind of like that reflection, the fact that it's been that long, and obviously that's why we're, you know, talking to you about her. You know, for me, it was like, it seems like just yes, I remember getting the news, you know, taking me back to that day of just, you know, the tragedy in itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what comes to mind for you for that, the fact that it's been 30 years?
I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, I can't believe that I've been in the industry that long. But to think that she's been gone that long is just, it's, like I said, you know, it seems like unreal, you know, like just the entire thing. You know, she's gonna remain young forever in our eyes, and you know, I think, you know, people will always try to compare her or be compared to her, but you know, she was, like they say in Spanish, era única. Like she's one of one. You know, there's not anyone like her, and there shouldn't be. You know, that's what creates an icon, is someone that, you know, you can't duplicate, you can't be. But you know, I miss seeing her. I would have loved to have seen what she would have done had she still been here, because I know it would have been incredible for all of us, not just for her, but I know that she would have taken our industry and moved it even further along. And, you know, God has a plan for everything, but regardless of, you know, losing her, I think we gained so much as well, because our industry and our world loves her. She's not just, you know, she's not just in Texas. She's everywhere, and she always will be.
And I think from your last point, it's like there's almost like a sense of pride and protection, you know, in terms of us that, you know, that just loved her so much that we just always want to protect that because of the impact that she had on a lot of us, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's, you know, being a friend is even different, because to know her personally and to have gotten to spend time with her and know her just aside from the limelight and, you know, people wanting to be around her for who she was still just a young girl, you know, living her life, trying to find her way. And I mean, she had such an insight, though, you know, and such a star. She just was a star. No matter where she went, people flocked to her and were drawn to her. And you know, we have to celebrate that even today and for many more years to come, because that's what she deserved.
We're asking everyone this only because it's part of the conversation now too, with the talks of Yolanda now possibly getting out. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I really haven't thought about it. It's such a scary thing. I don't know. I try to put myself in her family's shoes, and obviously, you know, I wouldn't want her to be released. And I just, you know, I don't know. I don't think any of us know the true reason why this even happened, and I don't know if we ever will. But I just, you know, I pray she's found some type of redemption while she's been in there. But it's, regardless of anything, it's never going to be okay.
Right. Well said. Anything else about Selena you want to mention, or a memory or anything
I just miss her. I miss my friend. I wish she would have been here to be, you know, paving the way for us again, you know, or continuing to pave the way for us and for so many of the women in this industry, because she was an incredible role model, an incredible leader, and just a wonderful friend.